I've been doing all these firewood videos and I got to thinking, I need to do a video on why I'm doing all these firewood videos. Why am I cutting firewood all the time? So, that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to show you my wood stove right here, my Caddy by PSG. And we're going to go over how much wood I used to use and how much trouble we had heating the house before. To make a long story short, when we moved in here, we were told by the previous owner that this wood stove worked and that the house was insulated. And both were wrong. Like I said, to keep it short, this wood stove was completely burned up and I had to pay $1,000 to get it fixed. So this is our Caddy wood stove. It's actually a wood/electric furnace. There's two thermostats upstairs, and when the wood stove runs out, the electric will kick on. Now when we first bought this place, we was told that the wood stove was fine and in good working condition, and it wasn't. So I called the installer of this stove and told him about the wooden wedge that the previous owner was sticking in this air damper here instead of using the chain with the motor. I told him about that and how this stove wasn't heating the house. As much wood as I put in it, it wasn't heating the house. And he said, it sounds like they burned it up. I had to run the electric furnace the coldest 3 weeks of the year because that guy said, I can't get guys down to you for 3 weeks. So in February we got our electric bill and it was $700 and some. I paid $1,000 in parts for this stove, and then I paid over $700 for an electric bill, so I had a lot of money tied up in this whole mess. Live and learn, I guess. Between that and every window having a 3-inch gap all the way around it, I'll show you a clip here. So here's one of the windows I haven't got to change yet. This will give you an example of what we've had to deal with. All I've done with this window is tore down the wall around it just to get measurements for it and taken off the trim around it. So let me get closer here. After I took off the trim, look what I'm left with. You see that in that gap? This is almost a 3-inch gap. What I'm touching here, that's vinyl siding. That goes straight outside. And this gap goes all the way around, across the top, and down the other side. So every single window has been like this. So between the windows having a 3-inch gap around them, every single window was like that. It was hard to heat this house the first year. The second year I insulated a couple rooms. That helped. Last winter, in the dead of winter, we insulated the attic, which it wasn't insulated either. We're getting pretty excited about this winter and seeing how much wood is it going to take us to heat this house. So we're going to do a little experiment with that this year. So I got this new camera. It's a Panasonic G7, and when I got it, I wanted to do a video, so I went out and did the dramatic firewood cutting video and did some fancy editing. And what I cut down was an ash tree. It's been dead for 2 years, I think. It hasn't had leaves on it since we've been here. I cut it down, and ash is good for not having very high moisture content anyway. So we're going to burn this coming fall and winter. Now, the experiment we're going to do, we're going to measure this and see how close to a cord this is. And I can tell you from first-hand experience, during the cold stretch of January and February, a pile this big would maybe last us 2 weeks. So we're going to see how much this is and how long it's going to last us this year. A cord of wood measures 128 cubic feet. My logs are around 18 inches on average, so they're 1.5 feet. This log rack, from end to end, is 8 foot long, and the height from my stack, which sits up off the floor, we'll say on average is 4.5. So I'll do the math and we'll figure out what we have. So 8 times 1.5 for the log length times 4.5 for the height equals 54 cubic feet, and 128 is a full cord. So we're sitting at around 42% of a cord, a little less than half. It's going to be interesting to see how long this lasts, and I'm going to keep track, and I'll let you know the first time I start burning, and I'll let this run out before I fill it back up again, and we'll keep track of how we're doing. So speaking of all this firewood, it makes me wonder who all is going to be able to go to the Paul Bunyan show tomorrow in Cambridge, Ohio. I know Mike Morgan from Outdoors with the Morgans, he's going to be there. My buddy Davey Holmes from Ohio Hilltops Hobby Farms, he's going to be there, and the wife and I and the family, we're going to be there tomorrow also. So if you're going to go, let us know, and maybe we can catch up, talk about firewood. Well, that'll probably be in the next video, so stay tuned for that. Again, thank you all for subscribing. Please keep leaving the comments. I love reading them, and I try to answer back to every single one of them. And thanks for watching our channel. Everybody take care.